So inshallah we're going to start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So we will do two ayats of Surah Al-Baqarah inshallah today. Surah ayat number 8 and number 9. Up to this point, up to ayat number 7, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in this surah about two groups of people. One group was those who had believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then the second group was kuffar, or those who did not believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In these ayats, there is a third group of people Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning, and they are hypocrites. Those are the munafiqeen of Medina, and even though their name is not mentioned, the word munafiqeen or hypocrite is not mentioned, but from the ayat it points to the munafiqeen in Medina. So inshallah we will do a simple translation first. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wa minan nasi, and among the people who are living around, may yaqulu, there is someone who says, Amanna, we believe. We believe in what? Billahi, in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wal yawmil akhiri, and the last day, and the day of judgment. So they make this claim, bil yawmil akhiri, and in the last day or in the day of judgment. وَمَا هُمْ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying now in these words, they are not the believers. Even though they are saying with their tongue that they believe in Allah and the last day or the day of judgment, but actually they are not believers. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala further says, يُخَادِعُونَ اللَّهَ. They are deceiving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are trying to deceive Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because they are lying. They are not believers, but they are saying that they are believers. So are they trying to deceive Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who knows everything? So Allah says, وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, and they are trying to deceive those people who have believed. Okay? So mean the Muslims. Allah says, وَمَا يَخْدَمُونَ, they are not actually deceiving, illa, except anfusahum, their own selves. They are deceiving themselves. وَمَا يَشْعُرُونَ, and they do not understand this thing. They do not realize that actually they are deceiving themselves, not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or those who have believed. So now inshallah we'll go and do a breakdown of this. So the ayat starts with wa minan nas. Wa means and the next word is min. Min means from or among. So min has several meanings. One of them is from, the other is among. Okay? Then the next word starts with these three letters, alif, noon, and seen. Okay? And from this we make the word insun. Insun means a person. Insun means a person. One man. Okay? Its plural is nasun. Nasun means pupil. Its plural is nasun. Nasun means pupil. More than one person. Okay? So if we put an al before that, Al. Al means the. So now al and nasun in English will be the pupil. Okay? The pupil. And when we put al before a noun, one of these two dhammas goes away and it becomes al-nasu. The word becomes al-nasu. But when we try to read these together, noon is a shamsi letter, it kills the sound of lam. So you pronounce an-nasu. So the word becomes, and it is written this way, an-nasu. An-nasu means the pupil. Okay? So the word here is an-nasu. An-nasu. The pupil. Okay? Now, we have other words before that. One of them is min. Min means from or among, and min is a harf-e-jar. It's a preposition in English. What it does, if there is a noun after that, it looks at the last letter here, and if it is a dhamma, it changes into a kasra. So the word becomes minan nasi. Okay? And when you read these together, you do not read min and an-nasi, but you combine this noon with this noon, and you pronounce mi nan nasi. So you do not pronounce this alif here with the hamza, and when you do not pronounce, you write a little swad on it. It's a common we see all the time, which means do not pronounce this alif. Now this alif is called hamzatul wasal with a little swad sign. So the pronunciation is wa minan nasi, and among the people. Among all the people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning wa minan nasi, and among the people. So this surat was revealed in Medina, and around Prophet ﷺ, there are all kinds of people living there. There are Jews, there are local people, there are believing people, there are kuffar. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, among all these people, wa minan nasi, and among those people, then the ayat says, man yaqulu, man yaqulu. So let's look at those words. So the next word is man. Man means who? Man means who or whoever. Okay. Then after that is the word that starts with these letters, qaf, waw, and lam. This means to say. Qaf, waw, lam means to say something, to speak. Okay. So if we go back and look at our normal grammar, if we have these three letters fa, and lam, which means to do, okay, and if we want to put a ya in the beginning, and these three letters pronounced like that, yaf-alu, we put a ya in the beginning, and pronounce yaf-alu. Yaf-alu means he does. Present tense, third person. That's how we make the grammar of present tense and a third person is speaking. Yaf-alu. So if we apply that rule here, we put a ya in the beginning, with a fataha, and then these three letters will be like this. If we put the same harakats as we put in here on these three letters, this will pronounce like yaqwalu. Okay? Pronunciation will be yaqwalu, and the meaning will be he says, third person. Okay? So the meaning will be he says. Now what happens here, two things we have to look into this word. First of all, waw is a weak letter and it has a fatha on that, okay, which is not a match. Number two, this is hard to pronounce, yaqwalu, okay. So what happens that this waw moves its sound backward, and moving the backward means the sound of waw is woo, dumma. It goes on qaf here. So this word becomes ya kulu. Ya kulu. So what we did, on the two letters here, we moved this sukoon here and the sound of waw on qaf, which is a dhamma here. So the word becomes yaqulu. It is easy to speak now. Yaqulu means he says. Okay? So the word is yaqulu. And because you already have a man here, you do not have to write he. Man yaqulu, who says. Okay? Man yaqulu, who says. So among the people is someone who says. Okay? And when you read this man with a ya, then the sound of man becomes unna, man yaqulu. In the recitation, you say man yaqulu, combining you to pronounce man yaqulu. Okay? So, he who says or who says, okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that among the people there is someone, or there are some people who are saying something. Okay? So now we have to see what are they saying. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is quoting their statement in the next few words by saying they are saying something. So what are those words they are saying? Okay? So the word is amanna billahi. The word starts with amanna. Amanna. This word starts with these three letters, alif, mim, noon. Okay? And if this is three letters, so fala has been coming many times. If you put an alif in the beginning, it becomes af'ala, and this letter will become amana. We have seen few times. Amana means he believes or believed. Amana means to believe. Okay? But also it means he believes. Okay. Now if you go back here to our original three letters, fa, an and lam, which means to do, and if we combine these three letters and put a na at the end, fa'alna means we did. which is in the grammar table. If you put a na at the end of 3 letters, it becomes the grammar of we, past tense. So fa'alna means we did. So if we put na here, this will become amana na. The meaning will be we believed. Amana na will be we believed. Now you have 2 noons here. You can write down these 2 noons with a shadda like that. Amanna. Now it will be pronounced amanna. And that is what the word is in the Quran. Amanna means we believed. So among the people, there are some people who are saying we believed or we have believed. So we believed. Okay. What else they are saying? The word is be here, which means in. Ba with a kasra is a harf jar, it means in or with. Okay? And the other word is Allahu. Allahu. When we combine these 2 words, this is harf jar. Harf jar will change this dhamma to a kasra. So word will be Allahi now. By itself the word is Allahu. But the effect of harf jar or be is that it looks at the last letter of the noun and changes into a kasra if it was a dhamma there. Also, when we try to read these together, we do not pronounce B and Allahi, but we combine B with the lam here. It will be pronounced Billahi. We do not pronounce this alif here, and when you don't pronounce, you leave a swad there. Put a swad there, which means Hamzatul Wasl. It's very standard practice. So if you look in the Quran here, in the ayat, that's how it is written. Alif has Hamzatul Wasl on it, which means do not pronounce alif. Billahi, in Allah. So they are saying we believed in Allah. These people are saying we believed in Allah. Okay? They are saying something else after that. So let's look at those words. The word after billahi is wa. Wa means and.